Hello teacher.
Rồi, bật camera lên, ok? Bật tất cả bật camera lên. Rồi, ok, thank you.
Okay. How are you, Nokian?
I think I'm still fine.
Good, good. Good morning, Dat. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Dat?
I'm good.
Good. Good morning, Fung Ni. Fung Ni.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Good. Good morning, Trami.
Hi, teacher.
How are you, Trami?
I'm fine. Thank you. And you?
Good, thank you. Good. So this morning, this is my breakfast this morning. Can you see this is blueberry yogurt smoothie?
Are you still in Thailand?
Yes, yes, I'm still in Thailand, still here for 2 more weeks.
Oh,
2 more weeks. But yes, this is very nice for breakfast, the smoothie. Here it costs about, what did I pay for this? I'm trying to think in US dollars, maybe about $1.50 US for this. $1.50 US. What do you think? How does that compare to Hanoi, Trami?
it's about 40 Vietnam dong. 40,000 Vietnam dong.
Yeah. So would this be the same price in Vietnam? I get this for 40,000 or not?
Yes, I think it's
Same
close
price.
to that price. Yes.
Same price. Okay. Yeah. Very delicious. Very nice. Here today already is hot, already about 34 degrees. Good morning, Kang Ling.
Good morning, teachers.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm still fine. How about you?
I'm still fine too. Thank you. But yeah, just saying hot here today. Bao Ling, good morning. Good morning, Bao Ling. Can you hear me, Bao Ling? I can't hear you. No, can't hear her yet. Good morning, Nok Tu. Nok Tu.
Yes, good morning, teacher.
Good morning. How are you, Nok Tu?
I'm fine.
Good. What is the temperature in Hanoi this morning about? What is it?
Oh, I don't know. I think I don't know because I in a room in
Right, haven't been outside yet. Okay.
uh,
Okay. Bao Ling, can you hear me? Not yet. Good morning, Viet Ang.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you, Viet Ang?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Okay. Bao Ling, can you hear me yet? Hello, Bao Ling. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Okay. Thank you, Bao Ling. Maybe your laptop has. Okay. As long as you can hear me, I guess that's good. Okay. But yeah, I can't hear you, but I can see you fine. Okay. Who else? Is there anyone else that I haven't seen yet? How many do we have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Bảo asking for being absent. Okay.
Sorry, who was absent?
Bảo.
Okay.
Trân Bảo, yes.
Okay, Tim Bao. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. Okay, before we start, does anyone have any questions for me? Okay, thank you everyone for doing the homework. Eventually. I hope you have all read the comments I have sent back to you. And please ask me now if the comments don't make any sense. Most of you did it well, but to get a good mark for this, some of you need to paraphrase more. Some of you only changed 1 or 2 words, which is not enough to get a good mark. For example, some of you only changed the word illustrates into shows or demonstrates. For example, this graph demonstrates or this graph shows, and then you kept the rest of the sentence the same. So you will not get a good mark for that if you do that in an exam. You have to change more words, use more synonyms, and maybe change the structure of the sentence. So I hope this examples that I included in my email make sense to you. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Yeah, do you read my email, Kang Ling?
Yes, I read.
Okay, and does it make sense to you?
No, yes, I understand it.
You understand everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as always, remember there is more than one way to paraphrase. Of course, you can paraphrase many different ways, but the easiest way is to use synonyms and maybe change the structure of the sentence a little bit. So in one of those examples, instead of saying 29 to 2019, say 10 years, for example. Very easy way to change it. So you should always be looking for things like that. Okay, let's get on with today's lesson. So we're going to be continuing with writing task 1 and finishing it off. We'll be writing detailed paragraph 2 for the graph. But as usual, first of all, we're going to do a word ladder. So the first one we're going to do is same to cost. Okay, so same is our beginning word and cost is our target or destination word. Now we need to be able to try and do this in as few steps as possible. Should be able to do this in about five steps, okay, to go from same to cost. So I will give you a clue to help you with the first one. Viet Ang, can you go first, please, Viet Ang? So please send it to me as usual in chat, okay? In chat, okay? So you need a word, okay, to follow on from same. In fact, I will open chat, everyone, and put in same. Okay. All right. Some. That's very good. Thank you, Viet Ang. And next is Not Kian, then Dat. Good. Making progress. Thank you, Not Kian. Dat, please.
I still have no idea.
No idea? Okay, that's fine. Phung Ni, then Tra Mi. Phung Ni, then Tra Mi. Thank you, Phung Ni. So, Dat. Can you hear me, Dat?
Yes.
Okay, Dat. So you can see what Phung Ni has done. She has gone through and she is looking, first of all, at all the vowels, okay? So she's looked at the word come and she says, okay, if I change this O to another vowel, can I make a word? All right, so that is the first thing you do. So you can see, and very easy, the first vowel that Phung Ni has come to makes a word, okay? She has changed the O to A to make came. So the first thing you do, Dat, is to look what vowel you can change here. And remember what the vowels are, Dat? A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so you go in your mind, you look, does A make a word? Actually, yes, it does. Does U make a word? No. Does E make a word? No. Does I make a word? No. Does U make a word? No. Okay, so then you go to this letter here and you think, okay, if I change this letter here to something else, can I make a word? Does that make sense, Dat?
Yes.
That is the process you go through to play this game. All right, thank you, Phung Ni. Tra Mi. You've had plenty of time to think about this now. Tra Mi, then Kang Ling. Okay, getting closer. Thank you, Tra Mi. Kang Ling, can you get us even closer to cost? Yes. Very good. Very good, Kang Ling. Okay. Bao Ling. Thank you, Bao Ling. Okay, very good, everyone. Okay, so that was a very, very simple one, but that's good. You're getting better at this. So Dart and anyone else who is not sure, okay, I hope you can see how easily we got from same to cost. Does that make sense, Dart?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, we're going to do one more of these, one more. So same thing again. Bao Ling, I will get you to start this time. We're going from head to tail, head to tail. So tail is our target or destination word. Okay, so Bao Ling, can you start, please? So Bao Ling, then knock two. Thank you, Bao Ling. Knock two. Knock two, then Viet Ang. Knock two, then Viet Ang. Very good, knock two. Viet Ang. Okay, already I can see we're getting closer. We already have an L for tail.
I have no idea.
No idea, Viet Ang? Okay, that's fine. Nok Kien. Nok Kien and then Dat. Nok Kien and then Dat.
I have no idea for this.
Okay, okay, Dat.
I have-
Thank you, Nok Kien. Good, Dat. Now you have the idea. Good. Meal. Okay, Phung Ni, then Tra Mi. Phung Ni, then Tra Mi. Okay, Phung Ni. Tra Mi. Tra Mi, then Kang Ling. So Tra Mi, then Kang Ling. Thank you, Tra Mi. Kang Ling, then Bao Ling. Kang Ling, then Bao Ling. Okay. Thank you, Kang Ling. Pete, for anyone who is not sure, do you know what teat means, Kang Ling?
Teach.
Teat, yes. Do you know what it means?
I guess. Can I guess? Like,
Yeah. Of course you
teeth
can guess.
our teeth it grow up or something like that.
Okay, nothing to do with teat. Teat is nothing to do with teeth, sorry. Teat, okay, imagine this is a baby's bottle, okay? A bottle you give to a baby. Teat is what is on the end for the baby to suck, okay? Okay, everyone, so this is what a teat is on the end. If this is a bottle for a baby, a bottle of milk, okay, what is on the end for the baby to suck is called teat in English. All right, thank you, Bao Ling. Yes, so next, Nok Tu and Viet Ang.
I have no idea.
Okay, Viet Ang. Viet Ang, then Nok Kien. Viet Ang, then not Kian.
I have no idea.
Okay. Not Kian, then Dat. Not Kian, then Dat. Not a word, sorry, not Kian. That is not a word in English. Dat. Dat. Can you think of a word to change test into? So dat, then Fung Ni. Dat, then Fung Ni. So we're looking at this word here, test.
Sorry, I have no idea.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. All right, to get ready. Okay, Fung Ni. Can you go any further? Fung Ni, then Tra Mi. Fung Ni, then Tra Mi. Good. Trying to get closer to tail, everyone. Of course, we have a T, but we don't have an AIL yet. Okay, Tra Mi, then Kang Ling. Tra Mi, then Kang Ling. Tanned, not a word, sorry, Tra Mi. Okay, tend is a word. By the way, everyone, tend means to look after something. Means the same as care. Very similar to care. Okay, tend means to look after something. You tend to your children, or you tend to your parents, means to care for them. So sorry, Trami, that is not a word. Kang Ling. Can you think of another word to go after tend? Not a word. Sorry, Kang Ling. Okay. All right. See if I can give you another clue. Tend. Let me see. Getting a little bit tricky now. I'm just trying to think of one. T-E. I think we're going a little bit down to a road that has no exit with this one. Okay, so what I will do is I will leave it there because I want to get on to the rest of the lesson, and I will show you the easy way of getting there. Okay, so can everyone still see the document? Can you still see the document, Kang Ling?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see here. Okay, here is the easy way of getting from head to tail. All right. Heal. Heal means to help make something get better. For example, if you have a cut or a scratch on your hand, it will heal. It will heal, means it will get better. Teal, by the way, teal is a word, it is a color. Teal is a color, a little bit like a bright green, a mix of green and blue. Some birds are colored teal. Teal is a mix of green and blue colors. All right, so once you have teal, it's easy to go to tell, to tall, to tail. All right, I hope that makes sense to everyone. And by the way, just going back to our exercise for our homework, All right, just again, just reviewing some of the synonyms that I used or some of the changes that I made. All right, so instead of saying consumer in this one, you can say people. Instead of saying 5 products, 5 items. All right, instead of saying consumption, say eat. Eat or consume. I know a lot of you said consume, which was fine. Okay, but you could also use the word eat, means the same. All right. Here was the example I mentioned before. Instead of just copying 29 to 2019, say 10-year period. 10-year period is a good way of saying that. A lot of you in this one use the word proportion, which is correct, which is good. And instead of just saying 4 electricity suppliers, give the names of the 4 suppliers. Are there any questions with any of that? All right. Let's get into the main part of the lesson. So everyone remembers, of course, our friend, the graph of openings and closures. So very quickly, I'm just going to review what we have done so far. And I'm going to show you my sample answer. So, knock two.
Yes.
What is the acronym we use to answer a task 1 question? What is the acronym we use? Remember, acronym is where you have letters that stand for something else. Acronym. I'll put this word in chat. Oops. You all know this, I'm sure. All right. An acronym we use to help us remember the structure of a part 1, task 1 essay.
It's oval. It's a oval. Yes.
The acronym, it begins with P, not 2. P.
POT.
Yes. Yes, which stands for, what does that stand for?
It's a phrase.
Yes.
Overview to the
Yes. Yes. Okay, so everyone. So I will explain this again just in case you are not sure, everyone. So POT is an acronym. An acronym means the letters in the word that you have here stand for something else. There are many acronyms in English language, probably in Vietnamese too, I'm sure. POT stands for, as Noctu just told us, paraphrase, overview, and 2 detailed paragraphs. What is this is an acronym too. Does anyone know this acronym? Try me.
I think I do know it.
Okay, it's American. The FBI stands for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. DUT.
Yes, yes.
This is an acronym. NASA, do you know what this stands for? Can you guess? Have you seen this before?
Yes.
You have seen it before. What is it to do with? DUT? What is it to do with? What subject is this acronym to do with? Do you know? Okay, it's to do with space. Again, it is the name of the American organization that sends rockets into space, NASA. So NASA and FBI and POT are all acronyms. Acronyms are where the letters in a word that is usually made up, but not always, stand for something else. So acronym is how you describe that. So POT is our acronym for the structure for writing task 1. I'm sure you all remember that. All right. So you can see here, I have written the acronym out here. P for paraphrase, O for overview, and T for two detail paragraphs. Now, looking at what you all wrote last week, okay, some of you, most of you had too much detail. Too much detail. When you are doing the detail paragraphs, you do not need to describe everything that happens at every point on the graph, okay? You don't need to do this. You don't have enough time, and also it is not relevant to the question. So too many of you were saying to me in 2011, 6,500 shops closed. In 2012, 6,000 shops closed. In 2013, 7,000 shops closed. Okay, that is not the correct answer. That doesn't mean anything. What you are looking for is the major trends, the main trends that this story tells us. And as I think I explained to most of you last week, the main story can be divided into 3 separate parts. Try me.
Yes.
Can you please tell me the three separate parts of detail paragraph 1? The main things that are happening with this line, the 3 main things.
First is about the shop closures that hit a lowest point in 2015.
Not quite, Trami, not quite. Close. Okay, so everyone, the first part is this, everyone, okay, is that between 2011 and 2014, shop closures, what is the word that begins with F, dot, that we use to describe a line that goes up and down like this?
Fluctuate.
Correct. Thank you, Dut. Fluctuate, okay? So shop closures fluctuated between 2011 and 2014. Knock two.
Yes.
Okay? Shop closures fluctuated between what amounts? How many shops closed? What was the fluctuation numbers? Between what?
Between 600 and 700,000. 6,000.
Correct. Very good, Knock 2. Okay, so everyone, I hope you can see the shop closures between 2011 and 2014 fluctuated between 6,000 here and 7,000. These 2 figures here were in between. Okay, so it fluctuated. Okay, so that is number 1 point you need to make in your detail paragraph 1. So again, you do not say, okay, that in 2011 it was this, in 2012 it was this, in 2013 it was this. Okay, too long, too boring. Doesn't make sense, really. You need to say between these years, it fluctuated. Okay. Not Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Nokia, what is the second thing that happened in this graph? This is the first thing, okay, the fluctuation. What is the second thing that happened in this line? What happens next?
A big drop.
Yes, correct. Remember, everyone, this line, all you're looking for is the story that it is telling. So for your detailed paragraphs, you just describe the story. So the next part of the story is in 2015, there is a big drop. Excellent. Viet Ang.
Yes.
What is the third part of the story of this line? What is the third part?
Shop closure fluctuated from 2016 to 2018.
Okay, not quite, Viet Ang. Something happened before that. Okay, so the first part of the story is we have fluctuation here. The second part of the story, we have a big drop here. Okay, Kang Ling.
Yes.
What is the third part of the story?
Is the number of shop closing is stay in the level until the period end.
True, but what happened just before that?
Before that,
Yeah. So at the moment in the story, we are up to here. Okay. What happened? What happens next?
the next following year, the number of shops were raised sharply.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Correct. Correct. That is the third part of the story. Viet Ang. Viet Ang. Hello, Viet Ang. Has he gone away for a moment? Okay, everyone. So just to summarize, we are looking at what story this line tells us for our detail paragraph number 1. Excuse me. The first part of the story is that it fluctuates, okay? Shop closures fluctuate. The second part of the story is that it has a big drop here, okay? Down to a low point of about what? Knock two? To
Yeah.
a low point of about what, you think?
I'm sorry, my mom called me.
Okay. A low point, knock two, of about what?
About, sorry, you can say it again, because
Okay, in 2015, the number of shop closures dropped to a low point of about what?
less than 1,000.
Yeah, or you can even be a little bit more precise. I would think, what do you think this represents, knock two? It is less than 1,000, but about...
A half.
Yeah. Okay, what is half of 1,000?
Yes. So half of 1,000.
Yeah, what is half of 1,000?
Five, 5,000.
Close. Keep going. Close. Half of 1,000 is
500.
yes. Yes, knock two. Good.
I
Good,
don't know
knock
why
two.
I always forget 100 and 1,000.
Yeah, don't worry, knock two. This is why you come to class. Okay, you come to class to practice this. That's fine. So everyone, you can see the shop closures dropped to a low of about 500. 500. Okay, that is the second part of the story. The third part of the story, as Kang Ling told us, okay, it then climbed sharply, okay, or climbed suddenly in 2016 to about how many? Viet Ang?
Yes.
Yeah, it climbed sharply in 2016 to about how many?
Over 5,000.
Yeah, about 5,000. Okay, just say about 5,000. Okay, and then what happened to the line? What happens to the line? Not Kian. What happens to the line then?
Then unchanged.
Yeah, it stays. Can you think of a word that begins with S? That means
Sustainable.
unchanged. Not sustainable. Close. The word I'm thinking of is stable. Stable. Okay, stable means stayed the same. And you can see it stays mostly the same. Not exactly, but mostly. It doesn't fluctuate like this one did. Mostly stays the same. So these are the three parts to the story. Fluctuation, big drop, low point, climb again, stays stable. That's what you have to say in your detailed paragraph. I hope this makes sense to everyone. This is very important, okay? This is how you read the graph. So again, you are not looking for each individual point. You are looking for the overall story. And in this case, you can see the story has three parts. Here, fluctuation. Here, drop, then rise. Here, stable. All right. So you can see how I have written here. Everyone, this is how I have written it. There are several different ways you could write this. This is what I have written. Okay, Dut, can you read me the first sentence, please? Hello, Dut.
Yes.
Can you read me the first sentence, please, of the detailed paragraph? Okay,
Read this.
yeah, read this, please, Dut. Please pay attention. Okay.
Sorry, mosquito.
Okay.
Between 2011 and 2016, shop closures fluctuated between 6 and 7,000.
Good. Thank you, Dut. That's all. Okay. So everyone, so I have written about this part. Okay. I've written about this part of the line. Okay. All right. Next one. Fung Ni, I haven't forgotten about you. Okay. All right. Fung Ni, can you please read the next sentence for me?
However, in 2014, the number of closures began to decline very quickly over the next 12 months, reaching a low point of around just 500 in 2015.
Good. Thank you, Fung Ni. So, Fung Ni, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Which is it? You can see, however, okay, good linking word, however, in 2014, okay, the number of closures declined very quickly over the next 12 months. I could have said over the next year, that would be equally fine, but I said 12 months instead, reaching a low point of around 500 in 2015. Does that make sense, Fung Ni?
Yes.
Okay. Trami. Next
Yes.
sentence. Next sentence, please, Trami.
This was followed by an equally rapid rise in closures between 2015 and 2016, which leveled off at around 5,000 closures over each of the next 2 years.
Thank you, Trami. Okay, so does that make sense to you, Trami?
Yes.
Okay, so I have used the phrase equally rapid. Okay, so it fell quickly and it has risen just as quickly. So the way to describe that is equally, use the word equally. Means the same as the fall. So it means it went up just as quickly as it came down, went up over the space of a year. All right, but not quite as high. It leveled off and remained stable or steady for the next 2 years. So that is the story of this line. That is the story of the closures. Okay, so time for you to do something. But first of all, we will look at the story of the line. So our second detail paragraph is, of course, going to be about this line here. What does this line here show us? Kang Ling?
It shows that
first of all, what is the line? What does the line in general?
in general
Yeah,
is
what is it? What is this line?
is decrease.
No, just give me the name of the line. What is the line describing?
Is it opening line?
Correct. Okay. So this line, everyone, was shop closures. This line is shop openings. All right. This line is shop openings. Okay. So Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay. So we're now looking at to tell the story of this line. All right.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the first part of this story, Kang Ling?
Maybe first part is in 2011, the number of shop openings were at the high rate about 8 and 500,000 shop. were opened, and after 12 years, it will decrease sharply, dramatically.
Okay, good. You have the right idea. So the first part of the story, as Kang Ling has just told us, so don't worry about where it starts, okay, so much as we are looking at what happens to it after this, okay? So as Kang Ling just said, it fell dramatically or sharply by about how many, Kang Ling? By about how many?
About 4,000.
About even more than that. I would say 4,500. Okay.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, I think you can see here it's half. So
Yeah.
about 4,500. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Kang Ling. Knock two.
Yes.
What is the next part of the story of openings? What is the next part of the story?
Next part of opening.
Yeah, so the first part of the story is, okay, shop openings fell, okay, by about 4,500 in just 1 year, okay, between 2011 2012. What's the next part of the story?
Israel again.
Yep.
To,
Yes.
Over 6,000.
Okay. So rose again.
Over 6,000.
Over six. Yeah. So to make the story a bit more interesting, and instead of just saying it fell 4,000, then rose to 6,000, okay, we would say this in a different way. We would say, can you guess, Knock 2, how I would describe this? I would say it rose again by about, the word I'm thinking of, Knock 2, begins with H. The word I'm thinking of begins with H. It rose again by about, and it is not a number, It rose again by about, this word has 4 letters, Knock 2. The first letter is H. It rose again by about,
again
rose again by about H-A, Knock 2. That is the second letter, H-A.
I have no idea.
Okay. Viet Ang, can you think of the word I'm trying to get you to say?
It increase
Again,
about
about H-A. The word I want you to use is H-A. Two more letters, Viet Ang. Any idea? Okay,
no.
not Kian.
Half, I guess.
Yes, correct. Very good, Nok Kian. Okay, Nok 2 and Viet Ang, you see what I mean? It has fallen here by about 4,500. Okay, it has risen here by just over 2,000, which is about half. And the reason why I'm using the word about half is that because just using the numbers all the time is boring and not very interesting. But if you can use a word such as about half, it shows you have it shows your vocabulary. So instead of just using the numbers all the time, use other words to describe what is happening. Dut.
Yes.
Does this make sense to you so far? So the first part of the story, okay, is that in 12 months, the number of shop openings fell, okay, by over 4,500, okay? Okay, Dut?
Okay.
Okay, it fell, you can see here, it fell by about 4,500. Okay, it then rose again by about half of that. It recovered, okay, in 2014. All right, so Dut, what is the next part of the story?
In 2015,
Yeah.
the shop opening
Yeah, did
once
what? Did what?
once again
Yeah.
fell
Good.
down.
Yeah, fell to how many? To about what?
Fell to about 4,000.
Correct. Good. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you, Dot. That is exactly what happened. Good. Good description. Okay, Feng Ni.
Yes.
Okay, Feng Ni, what is the next part of the story? The story we have so far, okay? In 2012, shop openings fell from about 8,500 to 4,000. Part 2 of the story. Over the next 2 years, shop openings recovered by about half to 6,000 before they fell again over the next 12 months to 4,000. Then what happens?
And it fluctuate over 3 years.
Okay, so Feng Ni, I would not describe this as fluctuate. Okay, this is, for example, this is straight. This moved just a little bit. This here is fluctuate. Everyone, go up and down a bit. This one here doesn't fluctuate. So what could you say about this, Feng Ni, about what happened between 2015 2017?
It remain at the same level.
Yeah, remain at the same level, more or less, okay? Move a little bit, but not much. Okay, good. And Trami,
Yes.
okay, what is the last thing that happens?
It decreased. It slightly decreased in the last period
Okay,
to 3,000.
okay. And again, I would use something like how many percent? It fell by how many percent, Trami? Between 2017 and 2018, how many percent did it fall by? Your maths is good, Trami. You can work this out very quickly.
I think it's 5%.
Not 5. Okay. 4,000. What is the difference between 4,000 and 3,000?
It's 1,000.
Correct. Okay. And okay, what percentage of 4,000 is 1,000?
10%.
10% of 4,000 would be 400. Okay. What percentage is 1,000?
I think it's 50%.
50%. Try me. 50% would be 2,000. What percentage is 1,000?
I don't really know.
I'm sure you do, try me. I'm sure you do. Maybe I haven't explained it very well. I'll give you the answer. 25%. Okay, 25%. 1,000 is 25% of 4,000. Okay, so you can see here it has fallen by about 25%. So in 2015, okay, shop openings stay stable for the next 2 years at around 4,000 before falling about 25% to 3,000. Does that make sense, Trami?
Yes.
Does that make sense now? Okay, good. Kang Ling, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so what I have done, instead of just saying in 2015 to 2017, shop openings stayed the same at 4,000, then they fell to 3,000, I have shown that I understand how to say this a different way in English. By instead of just saying it fell to 3,000, I've saying fallen by 25%. Does that make sense? So, okay, good. So everyone, so what I'm trying to show you is the different ways of describing what happens to a line. You don't just have to say it went from 8.5 to 4, then it went from 4 to 6, then it went from 6 to 4. That's kind of boring, okay? Instead, I'm saying it went from 8.5 to 4, then rose again by about half that to 6, before falling again to its previous level, and it then lost of 4,000, then it lost another 25%. Very easy to see that it's 25%, of course, because you can see here there are 4 different quarters. Okay, knock 2. Does this make sense to you?
I understand.
You understand? Good.
Yeah.
Okay, Viet Ang, do you understand now?
And I understand.
Good. Nok Kian, do you understand?
Understand, teacher.
That's great. Okay, everyone. So what I'm going to get you to do now, of course, is to write about this. So we are writing now the last detail paragraph. So there is one thing that I have missed out, which it asks us to do in the initial question. All right. So you can see here in the question, this is what it asks us to do: summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features. Okay, which is what we have done. This is one thing we haven't done yet: make comparisons. So somewhere along the line, we're going to have to make a comparison between openings and closings, but we will do that last. Okay, so what I want you to do now is please just write for me a couple of sentences. That's all you need, by the way, describing the story of the shop openings line. Okay, I just want 2 sentences for this. So not much detail, okay? Just 2 sentences saying what happens to this line. 2 sentences saying what happens to this line. That is what I want you to do now. So I'm going to, as usual, share the document with you. And as usual, please just continue on to write where you've been writing previously. Okay, so please just continue on with your answer. All right, I'm going to share the link with you in chat now, everyone. Okay. So please, everyone, just continue on with your answer. Just 2 sentences, please. Don't want any more. I want 2 sentences telling me the story of the shop closure line. So similar to the way I've just been talking about it, but shorter, right? You have to make it shorter. So just 2 sentences, all I want. You need to start a new paragraph, by the way, everyone. Bao Ling. This has to be a new paragraph. Which means please leave a space between this paragraph and detail paragraph 1, which you did last week. Sorry to interrupt. Just you were asking me if I was still in Thailand. Okay, so
Yes.
I'm sitting in the cafe at the moment, and I'm surrounded by interesting plants. Can you see this, Trami?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of weird, isn't it? So
Is this
yeah.
is this a plant?
Yes, well, you can see it has a plant for its hair.
Yes.
Okay, so this is so I am surrounded by these plants at the moment. a little bit creepy. Okay.
Yes, a bit strange.
A bit strange, yeah. Okay. Sorry to interrupt, Rami. Welcome back, darling. I can hear you now. Okay.
I have to unplug the headphone, but it's very hard to hear.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So plug the headphone back in, darling. I will talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me, darling?
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. So so straight away I can see at because you only have 2 sentences to do this, okay, it is best not to start like this. Okay, you are wasting words already. So you need to say something like this. Let's look at the graph. And I'm just starting with you, Baoling, because yours is the first answer that I can see. All right. You need to say that instead of saying shop openings started at 8,500, you need to say what happened. So the first thing you need to say is in 2012, shop openings fell
Yes.
from 8,500 to 4,000. So straight away, you need to describe what happens with this line.
Yes.
So you don't have time to spend one sentence saying what this is saying. In 2011, shop openings were about 8,500. Then they fell. Okay, so you need to make it shorter. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
straight away, you start to describe what happens with the line.
Yes.
Okay, and my suggestion, there are several ways you can do this, but my suggestion is in 2012, shop openings fell from 8,500 to 4,000.
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense, darling?
Yes.
Good. And the reason I'm saying this is, remember, because you only have 2 sentences to describe what is happening with that line. Only 2 sentences. All right, everyone, just another couple of minutes, please. So, not Kian.
And yes, teacher.
Okay, not Kian. So you can see you're using the word fluctuated, okay, but it hasn't really fluctuated much, has it? I'm thinking it fell, then rose, then fell again, which is a kind of fluctuation, I guess. But this is more of a fluctuation than this. What do you think, not Kian?
I think, well,
Yeah, please keep going. Maybe you can use the word fluctuated, maybe. Okay, I'd be interested to see how you finish the sentence, all right?
okay.
Okay. Okay, knock two.
Oh, yes.
Okay, remember knock two, you always need to have a separate paragraph here like this, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good. And Viet Ang.
Yes.
Okay, you have the right idea, Viet Ang. Okay, that's fine. Darling, I've looked at Phung Ni. Okay, Phung Ni.
Yes.
Okay, Phung Ni, you have started okay, all right? You have started correctly, but it looks to me like you are not sure how to describe what happens next. Is that right?
No, I just see the line graph and
Yeah. So you've done this part. So Phung Ni, you've done this part correctly, all right?
Yeah.
That is fine. But you need to remember, just in the space of only maybe one sentence or so, to describe what happens to the rest of it. So you don't have much time, or you don't have too many words to use. So you need to say something like, in 2012, the number of shop openings fell from about 8.5 to 4,000, okay, which you've already said, all right? Okay, over the next, how many years? 1, 2, 3 years. Shop openings rose again by about half before falling back to 4,000, where they stayed until dropping again by about 25% in 2018. Does that make sense, Phung Ni?
yes.
Yeah. So as simple as that, all you are doing is writing that. Very simple, very easy. Any questions, Phung Ni?
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Trami.
Yes.
All right, Trami. What did I say about paragraphs?
It's just 2 sentences.
You have to make the space, Trami. Like so.
Sorry, I forgot it.
Okay, so please, in the exam, if this was an exam, Trami, they would take a mark off for that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so please remember that this is a very simple thing to do, but if you don't do it, you will lose a mark just like that. So you must have a space between your paragraph. Okay. Okay, so good, Trami, you've told the story correctly. Okay, so the story is good. Just need to correct some of your English. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So regarding the number of better to have these two words the other way around, Trami. So instead of opening shops, shop openings.
Yes.
All right, just like it has in the graph. Does it say on the graph? Yeah, it says shop closures and openings. All right, so shop openings is the correct collocation. Okay, not opening shops. Number one. In the first in the first 4 years, is that correct? No, it's in the first year. Okay, so this bit is slightly wrong, Trami. I think, where did this come from? In the first 4 years?
From the first years to 2014.
Yeah, to 2014. I see what you've done. I think it makes more sense just to say that there is a rapid drop in the first year,
Yes.
okay, before it recovers by about half to 6,000. Does that make sense, Trami?
Yes.
So you can get rid of this bit. Okay, and again, around. So in here, you would need, when is it? What year was it, Trami, that they fell down? Was it 2012?
Fell down
Yeah,
to
2012.
4,000 shop.
Yeah, decreased from around 9,000 to 4,000 was 2012, then rose, and you say rose by half. Okay, so you need the word by in there. Okay, don't need however, all right? In this case. Okay, and it's not in, Trami. What should it be? The preposition?
From the next 3 years.
4.
4.
Yeah, this number remains stable for the next 3 years. Yeah, before falling. The next 3 years. Okay, so I get rid of all this, Trami, all of this. Okay?
Yes.
So that's all you need to write. So you can see, Trami, I've done it in 2 sentences.
Yes.
I've done the whole thing in 2 sentences, which is what I wanted. Okay, so I could take out all that. The number remains stable for the next 3 years before falling by about 25% to 3,000 in the last period. So that tells the story of all of this. Okay, that's all I need to say.
Yes.
Okay, any question, Trami?
No, thank you.
Okay, good. All right, I'll come just quickly look at some of the others. Hong Ling. Here, Kang Ling.
Yes.
Hello, Carly. Sorry to take so long getting to you.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, of course I do, Kang Ling. I worry about all my students. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There was a dramatic drop. So, how to start this paragraph? I would start it like this. Okay. Can you see Kang Ling?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so looking at shop openings is a good way to start. All right, just looking at shop openings. There was a dramatic, not dramatical, just dramatic. Okay. Oops. Okay, so that's fine, Kang Ling.
Okay.
Okay, so the only other word I would change this one here. Okay, this isn't a word. Do you know what it should be, Kang Leng? You have the right word, you just haven't spelt it correctly. It's the right word.
Yes.
Do you know how it's spelt? Change one letter. Change one letter, Kang Leng.
Y to E.
Correct. Yes, correct. Right. Don't worry. Okay, don't worry, Kang Leng. Like I say to the others, this is why you come to class, to practice this. All right? This is where you practice. Good. Okay, that's fine. Done. Okay, Dot, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Dot. So as I was saying to some of the others, same thing. Instead of starting with this, okay, start with what happens next. Okay? Start with what happens. So instead of starting here, okay, start with what actually happens. And the reason we do that is because we don't have enough time to describe everything. So we just have to describe the main features. So what I would do, Dut, is this, okay? Can you see what I'm typing, Dut?
Yes, I'm seeing.
Okay. In fact, I'll make this even shorter. Okay, Dut, can you see what I have done?
Yes.
What I have done, just to make it clear to you, is I've started by describing this bit. I haven't started here. I've just said, sorry, it should be 2012. In 2012, shop openings fell to about 4,000 from 8,500. Okay, this is how you say it rose by about half. Okay, don't need this. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, Dot. So I've made that a lot simpler, all right, and easier to understand. Can you see what I have done?
Yes.
Okay, I've got all the information. I'm still using the same information, but I've made it into 2 sentences. Does that make sense, Dot?
Yes.
Okay, shop openings then stayed stable, but by the end of the period, Okay, instead of saying end of the chart, I just say end of the period. Period is an amount of time. Okay, in this case, number of years. They once again fell down by 25%. Okay, everyone, I hope that makes sense. I'll use you as an example. Try me. Okay, everyone, can you stop writing? Everyone, please stop writing and just pay attention to what I've done with try me's, because we've got a good summary here of what I wanted you to do. So you can see, first thing, as I was saying to try me, please always remember to leave a space between your paragraphs. If you don't do this, you will lose a mark in the Ielts exam. Please always leave a space between paragraph. Otherwise, it's counted as a punctuation mistake. Okay, so I've made it into 2 sentences. Try me has started his sentence like this: regarding the number of shop openings. You can also say something like looking at shop openings. This figure significantly decreased from around 9,000 stores to 4,000 stores in 2012, but then rose by half to 6,000 in 2014. Okay, that very neatly sums up what happens here. Okay, just in 1 sentence. So that is all you need to do. Okay, then the next sentence says this number remains stable for the next 3 years before falling by 25% to 3,000 in the last period. Okay, just this bit here. And this is all you need to do, everyone. Just 2 simple sentences. So you don't need lots of dates and you don't need lots of numbers, just a few. So the last thing we need to do is, as I said up here before, we haven't done this part of the question yet. Whoops, gone too far, sorry. All right, make comparisons where relevant. Okay, Viet Ang.
Yes.
Okay, Viet Ang. Okay, what are we comparing? What are we comparing? We are comparing what with what in this answer? We are comparing, can you tell me?
I don't know.
Not sure, not Kian.
Yes.
What are we comparing?
We're comparing closer shops and opening shops.
Correct. Okay, Viet Ang, we are comparing shop closures and shop openings. Now, we've looked at this before. Dat.
Yes.
Okay, Dat. All right. What? So comparing shop openings with shop closures. What is the one major thing you can tell me from this graph? I'll give you a clue. Okay, look at the beginning of the graph and look at the end of the graph.
In the beginning, the shop opening was more than the shop closure.
Correct. And
in the end, the shop closure was more than the shop opening.
Correct. Thank you, Dat. That is exactly correct. Yes. So, Viet Ang, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, Viet Ang. So we have to compare. You can see the question is saying make comparisons where relevant. So we just need 1 sentence, okay, to show that we are answering this part of the question. And you can see straight away that in 2011, more shops opened than closed, but by 2018, the opposite occurred. All right, so I'm going to get you to write a sentence about this for your homework. All right, so this is your homework. I want you to write, I will get Mrs. Ha to send you an email about this. All right, just to remind you as well. But what I want you to do is please add to what you have already written one sentence comparing shop closures and shop openings. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Kang Ling. You know what I want you to do for your homework?
For my homework,
Yes.
maybe you want me to write the comparisons between the shop opening and shop closing?
Yes. How long does this comparison have to be?
How long?
Yes. What did I just say?
One paragraph, two.
No. One sentence.
One sentence.
One sentence. Okay. Yeah. One sentence, everyone. I want one sentence comparing shop openings with shop closures. One sentence. Again, I will get Mrs. Hart to remind you about all of this. One sentence. For your homework, please add it to this document.
Okay.
Knock. Okay? Knock Kian. Knock Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, not Kian. Okay, so you understand what I want you to do.
Yes.
Okay, so you see where here, not Kian, you have, looking at what you have written, you have finished here with 3,000 shops, okay? Can you see that?
I see it.
Okay, not Kian, so I want you to add one more sentence to the same paragraph, everyone. One sentence comparing shop openings to shop closures. Does that make sense?
Okay.
This is your homework. Okay, I want you to add one sentence comparing shop openings to shop closures. Fung Ni,
Yes.
please describe for me again what
Uh,
happens with shop openings and shop closures. Describe for me again, please, what happens. Fung Ni,
yes.
con.
can you tell me?
Sorry,
Okay, everyone. So you have to pay attention, okay? Otherwise you won't get the benefit of these classes. Now, all of you, I know you work very hard and you are spending 1.5 hours of your Sunday morning with me. But you must pay attention in order to get the benefit of this. Now, I know I'm spending quite a lot of time on this particular graph. And the reason I am doing that is that once you understand the structure of one graph, how to answer it, then you know how to answer all graph questions. Okay, they are all the same. The only thing that changes is the story that each graph tells you, but the structure always remains the same. So, Fung Ni, in 2011, can you see the graph, Fung Ni?
yes.
Okay, in 2011, what is happening with shop openings and shop closures? What is happening?
Shop opening is more than shop closure.
Correct. In 2018, what is happening?
Shop closure is more than openings.
Correct. Okay, so that is what you are writing about. Okay, in your sentence, you are making a comparison between shop openings and shop closures over the period of the graph. Knock two.
Yeah, yes.
Does this make sense to you, what I want you to do?
Yeah, I understand.
Good. So again, everyone, what I want for your homework this week is just to write me one sentence. Won't take long. One sentence comparing shop closures with shop openings over the period of this graph. Is there anyone who doesn't understand? If there is, please send me or Mrs. Ha a message. Right, that is almost the end of the lesson today. Just one more thing I want to tell you about. By the way, you're probably wondering, I haven't gone back to the graph I gave you as a test yet. I will do that next week. We will look at that next week. So the one you gave me as a test. I will tell you, I think maybe one person got 100%. I want it so that you all get 100% for this graph. So we will look at that again next week. Now, this is a word or a phrase that I'm going to leave you with this week. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Can you see the phrase that I've highlighted in the document?
The phrase writing just one, right? Yes.
Yeah. The one that I've highlighted. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay. Can you read it for me, please?
Oh, but it's only the writing just one that you highlighted. But then
I'm just highlighting one paragraph. I just want to make sure you can see this, that I'm sharing it correctly with you.
Wait.
Can you see that or not?
No, I only see.
Okay, I'll reshare. Thank you. I'll reshare it.
Yes. Now
Okay, now you can see it. Okay, everyone. So
yeah.
can you please read what I have highlighted, Kang Ling?
Okay, vice versa.
Good. Okay. Okay, so stop there. Sorry, it is pronounced vice versa. Vice versa. Okay. Now, I shared this with someone last week, but I think this is very useful for all of you to know. This is a very useful academic phrase. If you can ever use this in one of your answers, like an essay or something like this, the examiner will be very impressed that you know this phrase. Okay. This is a good one to know. And this is what it means. Please continue, Kang Ling. So vice versa. Vice versa is how it is pronounced.
Okay, vice versa. You should use vice versa when something you just said or read is true in the opposite order. Example, I like Huang's and vice versa. I think we should respect our neighborhoods and vice versa.
Okay, so this is how it works. Vice versa. It's a way of saying, and also the opposite is true. That's what it means. And also the opposite is true. But you just use the two words vice versa. And like I was saying, the reason I'm teaching you this is because it's a very useful phrase to be able to use in exams. If you can show the examiner that you know this phrase, if you are able to use it somehow, okay, it will get you extra credit. They will think you have a good vocabulary. So when I say it, I just want to make sure you understand what it means. Try me.
Yes.
If I say to you, I like Huang and vice versa, what do I mean? If I say,
It means that Huang is like you too.
Correct. Exactly is what it means. Okay. Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, Viet Ang. If I say to you, I think we should respect our neighbors and vice versa, what does that mean?
It means we should respect us, and us will respect we. Respect.
Close, I think. Close. I'll try again. Not Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, not Kian. If I say to you, I think we should respect our neighbors and vice versa, what do I mean?
It means we respect our neighbor and our neighbor will respect us.
Correct. Yes. So this is what vice versa means. It means the opposite is also true. Okay. But instead of saying the opposite is also true, we just use these two words, vice versa. Vice versa. And like I was saying, if you can ever use this in conversation or an exam with some English-speaking person, they will think your vocabulary is really good. that you know this phrase. So, Kang Ling, does it make sense to you?
Yes, of
Good.
course.
Fung Ni, does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so Fung Ni, so if I say I like Huang and vice versa, what does that mean?
It's like I know, I understand, but
Okay, it means I like Huang and Huang likes me. Okay, it means the opposite is also true. I like Huang and Huang likes me. So that is what vice versa means. Okay, everyone, that's the end of the lesson for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Don't forget the homework. Okay, one sentence. Okay, comparing shop openings and shop closures. Okay, Viet Ang, I can't see you. I can see everybody else. Where are you, Viet Ang? Okay. There you are. All right, been to see you. All right. So everyone, hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and you have a great week. Any questions, as always, please let me or Mrs. Ha know. I look forward to reading your homework. I hope you all have a very, very happy week, and I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye. Bye.